At Harrington High School, Coach Willis is yelling at his team due to their lack of preparation for the big game. Willis's mean behavior forces Stan, a star player, to leave. A sprinkler activates, and someone approaches him from behind. As Principal Drake realizes she has forgotten her keys, Willis startles her by asking for a pencil. Before running away, Drake stabs Willis' hand and retaliates by scratching him with her keys. Drake finds her keys locked and rushes to escape through the window. However, Willis catches up to her, and Drake smashes him on the head before pushing him off. She then grabs scissors and runs to the main entrance, where she sees Mrs. Olson outside. Drake begs for help, but Olson doesn't have her keys, so she has to return to her office. The next day, students arrive at the school, and it becomes evident that everyone loves to misbehave. Couples engage in fights, Zeke recklessly drives and carries illegal uppers. Casey faces harassment and punches, and Maribeth, a newcomer, struggles to make friends. Zeke sells his uppers and fake IDs to other boys, while Casey deals with his wound in a stall. Willis drinks more water than usual, and Olson comes in and has an awkward conversation with him. Miss Burke is impressed by Zeke's intelligence, although he is usually a negative student. Stan tells his girlfriend Delilah that he's quitting the team to concentrate on his studies, and Delilah breaks up with him because she thinks cheerleaders must only date football players. Maribeth tries to befriend Stokely during lunch break, but Delilah interrupts them, mocking Stokely and forcing her to leave. Stokely notices Olson's strange behavior. Casey finds a strange bug near the football field and shows it to Mr. Furlong, who thinks it may be a new species. When the students accidentally spill water on the creature, it starts swimming and reveals very thin barbels. In this text, the characters Stan and Casey are dealing with a mysterious creature that replicates itself and bites their finger. They decide to call the university so that they can handle the situation. Stan tells Willis that he's quitting the team, which Willis takes quite well. Later, they encounter Mrs. Brummel, who is sick and says, "They want everyone." Stan tries to comfort her but gets stuck in his hand. After class, Olson tells Stan and Casey that Brummel has cancer and asks them to keep her privacy. They have a strange conversation about how the climate killed Brummel and the entire faculty were commuted, so now they just need to get the students. As the school nurse enters, Olson and Willis encircle her, inadvertently striking and revealing Brummel's body. Casey and Delilah panic and run away, while Drake begs for help, but she smiles when she sees Willis and the others. Casey returns with the police and his parents, who find a resuscitation doll in his closet. Drake talks to a cop in private, and Casey notices that the officer is also starting to behave strangely. His parents search Casey's room to make sure he isn't hiding any uppers, taking away his phone, internet, music, and dirty magazines. Concerned about Willis talking to his dad, Casey feels compelled to attend school the next day. In the teacher's lounge, they keep drinking crazy amounts of water and even fix the air conditioner. In class, Stokely accidentally falls on Stan's lap, and they start chatting, connecting over their wants for the future. The teacher announces a special test in which they must write down the names of all of their living relatives. Stan and Stokely attempt to spy on the students, but the door closes behind them. Zeke meets Maribeth and offers his uppers, but she turns them down. Two students come to buy all of Zeke's remaining uppers and get intense when he doesn't have more to offer. Burke interrupts them, insulting Zeke and embarrassing him in front of everyone. Casey asks Stokely for help, and she makes a joke about alien stories. They meet with Stan and Delilah, and they go to the science lab, where they find the aquarium empty. Zeke brings Maribeth to the room next to the lab to search for chemical supplies to make more uppers. They share a kiss, overhear the alien conversation, and Zeke pretends to feel hurt as they enter the lab. In this text, Furlong confronts Zeke's group of students, claiming he sent strange creatures to the university. Furlong interrupts Zeke, a scientist, as he tries to leave, but Furlong insists on covering the window and claiming he sent the creatures to the university. With one of his upper pens, Zeke stabs Furlong in the eye before kicking him off. Furlong then throws Zeke against the aquarium, but he continues to fall, revealing that the creatures are vulnerable to Zeke's illegal powder. The group leaves the lab and notices the other students staring at them. They make it to the parking lot and leave in Zeke's car, trying to use the radio, but it's static. They find Zeke's garage lab and discover he has a gun. Casey gives the parasite to Zeke, who drops it in a rat cage and drops some water on it. The parasite immediately reacts and grabs the rat, infecting it through its ear. Zeke dissects the rat, discovering that it is an alien parasite that attaches itself to a host and controls it. They need moisture to survive, which explains their weakness. Zeke's upper is a diuretic, and it dried out the parasite inside the furlong, killing it. Stokely theories that the parasites are linked by an alien queen. If they kill the queen, they can eliminate all the parasites simultaneously. When they argue over how to proceed, they realize anyone could have an alien inside. Zeke announces that they will have to use his powder to prove they're clean. Casey takes the powder first, while Stan and Stokely sniff it. When it's time for Maribeth and Delilah to get ready, they dare each other to get ready. Maribeth takes her powder, but Delilah drops it and reveals she's already infected. Delilah pushes Stan away while Casey grabs the gun, but he doesn't dare to shoot. Stokely takes it from him and opens fire, but Delilah bursts through the door to escape. After gathering the powder, the group drives back to the school, where they must stop the aliens tonight or the parasites will spread. They suspect Drake of being the queen, so they shoot her in the head. As they leave, Stan is shocked to see the football team surrounding Willis, whose parasites are coming out to enjoy the rain. In this story, Stan and Casey sneak out of a gym, hiding under a bus, when they see a football team passing by. Casey decides to be bait and runs, while Zeke goes to his car. Delilah finds Casey, and they escape through the emergency roof hatch. Zeke searches his trunk, but can't find the pens. Burke approaches him and flirts with him. Zeke gets in his car and tries to start it, but Burke bursts through the window. As Zeke drives off, a bunch of pens fall from the glove compartment, causing him to lose control and crash the car against a bus. Fortunately, Zeke only gets a small injury and leaves the car with the pens, only to find Burke's head moving around on tentacles. Maribeth, the queen, transforms into her real alien form, revealing she's the queen. Casey and Stokely run to the pool, where the queen chases after them, using her tentacles to catch Stokely. Before the queen can kill her, they swim to the surface. Casey helps her out, and they run away again. In the locker room, the duo hides while Maribeth comes after them in her human form. As Zeke arrives, Stokely and Maribeth accuse each other of being queen. Maribeth explains that she cut the pen's bottom to drop the powder while pretending to sniff it with a plugged nose. Zeke gets ready to stab her with a pen, but Stokely stops him because she's also infected. As Maribeth departs, Casey drags her away and locks her up in the storage cell. Casey sniffs the powder and confirms that he is unharmed, despite Zeke's insistence that he take more. They run as the shadow of the alien queen approaches, but Casey loses Zeke and falls unconscious. Maribeth takes her human form again and explains that her home planet is dying, so she came to Earth. Casey sneaks back to Zeke's body and takes the pens before coming out of hiding to attack. A month later, everyone in school is back to normal, and Zeke takes Stan's place on the football team, and Burke comes to watch him practice. Delilah is dating Casey, a national hero who has published his story, while Stan is dating Stokely.